What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. Ladies and gentlemen, you know me, and you know how I get sometimes. I don't duck smoke, and I don't speak in codes. And I damn sure don't straddle the fence when the issue involves protecting our daughters. So I'm gonna say this clear, with no political filter and no corporate script. Men do not belong in women's sports, period. And the fact that I even have to say that out loud in 2025 is the wildest, most backwards thing I have seen in my life. Now let's get straight to the headlines. Simone Biles, Olympic gold medalist, greatest gymnast of all time, icon, black girl magic. And in this moment, dead wrong. Simone went at Riley Gaines, a former NCAA swimmer, for speaking out against transgender athletes in women's sports. And not just criticism, insults, called her sick, called her a loser, said bully someone your own size, ironically a male. You see the irony? Simone defended a biological male competing in women's sports by insinuating that the woman who complained looks like a man. That's not just wrong, that's theatrically backwards. And to her credit, Simone later apologized and walked it back. She realized it got too personal, but the damage was done, and the conversation was still ignited. Leah Thomas, born a man, went through male puberty, swam on the male's team, and then, with no apology, no shame, transitioned and dominated the women's competition. Won the NCAA championship. Stood there on the podium with two actual women standing next to him, smiling like he earned it. Disgusting. And I ain't afraid to use the word. And not because Leah is trans, but because cheating the system and calling it equality is one of the most dangerous lies floating around today. And here's what blows my mind. The fact that even having this conversation makes people uncomfortable. Hey, look, I'm a father to a 5-year-old who loves ballet and gymnastics. And I'm sitting here thinking, if she ever wanted to run track, play softball, play tennis, why should I have to explain to her why there's a full-grown boy competing on the other team? Why are we allowing biological boys to compete with girls when science and reality and just pure common sense tells us that's not fair? Then they love to say you're being transphobic. Let me be real clear right here. This ain't about hate. This is about protection. If you can't protect fairness in women's sports, what else are you willing to compromise? If you can't draw the line on physical advantage, then you're not protecting women. You're sacrificing them. You're turning women's sports into a social experiment. And anybody who says otherwise is playing politics, not standing on principle. See, I ain't just thinking about the elite athletes. I'm thinking about your niece, your daughter, your godchild. I'm thinking about my own little girl, Sage, who's innocent, who loves to dance, who might one day want to compete. And what am I supposed to say to her? Baby, I'm sorry, the world lost its mind. The same people who say they care about women let a 6'2" former man block your shot, win your trophy, and tell you to be quiet if you disagree.
Nah, I can't do that.
Look, Simone Biles, I respect your legacy. I respect your comebacks, and I respect your work ethic. But on this topic, you fumbled. You attacked the woman for defending her sport. You backed the system that's failing every little girl out there who just wants a fair shot. And I'm glad you apologized because what you said was wrong. But this issue is bigger than you know. And I hope to God you see that now. But you know what this really is? It's a country that's starting to believe feelings over facts. A country where if you tell the truth too loud, you get canceled. But if you lie in a soft, inclusive voice, you get praised. And that's dangerous for women, for children, and for the truth itself. Look, I'm gonna end it like this. If you were born a man, you should not be competing against females. Not in track, not in swimming, not in MMA, not in high school, not in college, not in the pros. If you want to build a trans-inclusive category, cool, build one. Let everybody compete fairly in their own division. But don't break the system for the sake of political points. Because every little girl who loses a medal, a scholarship, or her confidence deserves better. And if nobody else will say it, I'll say it right here. Loud, clear, and without apology. But that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, Established Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.